love that. Lead with your heart and head. Make sure it checks out with the numbers. Basically, what you're saying is most decisions are made on emotion.
Yeah, unfortunately.
On some, well, almost they all are technically. I mean, a buying decision. I mean, it's still. But what you're saying is take the emotion out of it and use the logic to make sure that it still works. In other words, and I love what you said. Never put more into it than you can get out of it. So, looking at it as an investment rather than a hobby. I mean, you said you had a hobby farm, but you guys have looked at it a little differently than most. That's a term for a small farm in a lot of ways, and which 10 acres was more than you wanted, but it's still a small farm.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's great. So I love that lesson.
Yeah, and to say, yeah, you're right, Bill. It is emotional. Life is emotional, and a small business for a lot of people, especially if it's a husband-wife team, that's a child. That's something that you've nurtured and you've grown and you own and you are responsible for. And if they don't have their manners when they're out in public, then that looks bad on you. All these things. And so, yeah, it is very emotional. And just having. I think when you get to a point where your business has beat you up so much that you are willing to step away from the emotional side of it just momentarily, it's not to make the whole decision. It's just to get a different perspective. And my husband is the best one at that. He's very analytical. He's very logical. I lead mostly with my heart and with my relationship nature, but he has helped me see that there is a way to look at the numbers, not as failure, not as success, but just it tells the story.